Shalom, everybody.
Trying to give you bits at a time. I don't want to throw a whole bunch of resources at you. I do have quite a few resources, but I think if I give you bite sizes, you'll be able to understand and absorb and learn. And that's my main goal. Now, these lessons, again, I repeat this each time because some of you may not have seen lesson 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you can search for it. This is lesson 5, and it's for beginners, okay? That's what I wanted to say. This is for beginners or people that want to do some Hebrew refreshing. Lesson 5 is going to be on the vowel sounds, the look-alike vowels, and the different ways of writing these vowels. And at times it could be a little bit confusing. And may write things a little bit different. If you are looking at online text, sometimes they are written a little bit different. So I'm going to show you these different ways so that you can differentiate between each one, and then you will not be confused. So let me begin. And these are the look-alike Hebrew letters. Now, if you see over here, this is a Vav, Chaf, and this is a Nun. Okay, that they do look alike, don't they? Now, if you look at the details, look at it closely. This Vav has a long line underneath going all the way to the right, and so it is quite different from the Chaf. The Chaf may look like this one, but as you can see, it's a little bit more round. And if you look at the Nun, it is much shorter than the Chaf. It's almost like half the size. Okay. And I always think of, and I know it sounds silly, but sometimes I use mnemonic devices to help me remember things, especially if it's another language. Certainly the letters are different in each language, depending if they're Romance language. Some of them are pretty similar. So this one has a little bit of a curve up on the top. Hey, Chet, and Tav. So this one, the Hey, looks pretty similar to the Chet. The difference is this one is a little obvious, okay? This one has a space here, okay? So think of a window that is a bit open. And this one is a completely closed window. Okay, it's all connected. So if it's a closed window, there's not a lot of air. And it's almost like you're choking. So you say, like you're trying to breathe. It's just a way of trying to remember it. And that's the way I've remembered it. So window is completely closed and you're trying to breathe, so you make that sound. Okay? So, het. And now you have the tav. And I think of the tav, it has a tail. T for tav. Okay, now tav is T-A-V and tail is T-A-I-L, correct? So that's how I remembered it in the past. Now this one is a vav. V, v, vav. Okay. And as you can see, this one just slightly goes up and straight down. So this one has a tiny little curve going up, and then it goes straight down. Now, if you look at Zion, think of Zion as a little crooked. It's zigzagging, okay? Zigzagging. And if you can see, it has like it almost looks like a little T up on the top, but it's zigzagging. So call it Zion. Okay, so here we have resh, resh. How are you going to remember resh? By the way, it's not resh. Okay. Resh. Well, the top is round. Resh, round. So that's one way to remember it. And here you have a dalit. A dalit. 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 Okay. And here, the difference, you can't mix them up. This one has a curved top, and this one has a straight top, and it actually goes past that stick. Okay, so it's dalit. This is ayin. Ayin, ayin. Now, they do look similar, okay, but the difference is that this right side is curved in more, okay, than this one. It's a little more curved in, I would say. And Sadi, it's the top is different, right? The top has one line here curving a little bit, and then almost looks like a upside down V. And this one here, V. This one is half sofit. Half sofit. There's 3 different ways that it can be written. Almost looks like a resh, but you really cannot mistake them, because if you notice, the Chafsofit is much longer. This line here is much longer than the Resh. So that's how you can differentiate them. And always is at the end of a word. A Chafsofit. Okay? It's at the end of a word. And this one, this one is just maybe a little bit more curved than this one. This is a little bit further more to the right. This one is also to the right, but it's more rounded than this one. The final noon. There's three different ways. Can't really mix them up because it is long. Okay, they are long. So if you could see this one, it looks like here. They look very, very similar. But this one is shorter and this one is longer. And again, it's at the end of a word. So, longer, longer, and longer. This one may have a tiny bit of a curve. They're all noon, final noon, noon, sofit. So these are different ways to write the Hebrew letters. Here's the letter Yud. Okay, Yud. Three different ways of writing it. I normally see it mostly like this. In some books, I see them like this. Okay, but these are all Yuds. Just a little bit different way of writing it. This one doesn't have that curve, that rounded curve. Then you have three ways of writing the Gimel. They are similar. There's really not much difference. Okay. Then you have the Tet. Now remember, I had shown you the Tav. Let's see how that Tav looks. Look at that. Okay. That's the top. It has a little tail. Well, guess what? The little tail, it's over here. It's almost like it has a tear. It has a tear. Okay, it was torn right up here. So it's not at the bottom, but it's at the top. So we have tet. Tet is at the top with a little tear. Okay, so these are two ways. This is a little bit, it's still round. This one has a little more of a curve than this one. Here we have the noon and three different ways of writing it. Some are a little bit more curved, okay, than the other, but they are all noon. And this is Pesofit. You can still recognize them. This one is a little bit more curved. Comes in more. And this one is just a little fancier. This one may be a little thinner than this one, but they are all Pesafit, and they go at the end of a word. Okay, and here we have Lamed. Three minor different ways. This one is not as fancy as this one. It's a little shorter here at the top, and here is Zion. Okay, this one is a little bit more curved and almost looks like the T is falling off. Looks like a hat falling off, or zigzagging here. But they are all Zion. And here's the final Chav. Notice how this is much longer than you would see a resh, right? Much longer, and yeah, looks much bigger. So that's final chaf. And we have the sheen here. It's a sheen. And there's two ways of writing it. Okay, this one seems a little fancier. As you can see, it has 3 arms. This has 3 arms. But this one, this second arm here, is further up. This one, it curves. See, it curves, but this one goes down. So it looks like our W, all right? And here is Vav, okay? 3 ways of writing it. This one is straighter here at the top. This one is a little more thicker, a little more curved. And this one is straight. And here's pay. 3 different ways of writing it. There's not much difference there. You could recognize them when you see it. And here is noon. 3 different ways. One is straight, straighter at the top. This one a little curved. And we have ayin. Okay, this one a little fancier. This one is it's a little zigzag here. This one is round. We have sari. Okay, so sari has 3 different ways, but very, very similar. So let's go on to the next page. And here we have the vowel sounds. A, E, I, O, U. So I wanted to mention that in modern Hebrew, they don't use the nikud, okay? The vowel markers called nikud. They don't need to because they can read the language, the letters without it. But in your Bibles, you will have them, and they help you to read, especially those that are not native speakers. So and here we have a, okay, a as in father, and we have a. Notice the 3 different vowel markers, the nikuds. This one has 2 little dots on the right, but it doesn't change the sound. So we have a, and a as in father. And here we have the e, like in pet or vet. So we have 3 different vowel markers there, and it does not change the sound. This one, remember I had mentioned in one of my lessons that it looks like 3 little eggs. For eggs. And then we have the O like in Oregon, okay? And notice that the dot is on the top. So it would be this doesn't matter what's here. The sound would be O. Or should I say, when it comes to the aleph, you have that dot on the left. Okay, it gives it the O sound. O, and the A is silent. Now we have the U. the oo. Okay, so we have the three little dots. So we have oo and oo. And this one, I think I had mentioned that it looks like it's a person standing, and this little dot is near the stomach, and a little ball hit the stomach. So you said ooh. Okay, so it's ooh. And here you have e, e as in eat. Here it is. And here's the dot again. And then you have the yud is used as part of the vowel sign. The yud is silent. So it's e. You have a, e, o, u. Okay, let's go to the next one. So here we have the a vowel sound. Where's my cursor? There we go. We have a, 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 and here is ra, ka, ma, and we have ta. Remember that little tail, T for tail. And we have cha, la, fa, za, a, ra, va, and da. E. E. Okay, so here we have ge, e, ve, te, and we have che, le, me, se, ve, ye, che, and ve. Okay, so all of these have the e sound. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this is the e vowel sound. So we have e, even though there is a yud. Okay. We have ri, t. Remember the tear. T for tear on top. There you go. All right. And we have D, and T. There's the other T. Ri, T, D, and T. So these two are the same. T like in T, like TEA, like in T. All right, let's go to the next one. The O vowel sound. Oh, like in, oh, look. Oh, look. So here we go. We have Do, ho, ho. Remember, it's enclosed, like a window that's enclosed. So you're trying to get air. Ho, go, uh-huh. And this, now, when you're reading this is silent. That is silent. You are just going to read the D sound and then that vowel marker up on the top of the other letter. Okay, so we have do, lo, y, yo, and zo. Mhm. Okay, so let's go to the next one. All right, and this is the oo sound. Ooh. All right, so we have vu, oo, ku, and hu. And we have gu, lu, hu, and du. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Shalom. Okay.